Welcome to the Crypto Angel channel. Let's look at YFI. I'm in a long right now on YFI. I believe that we're going to keep going up here, but let's break it down right now. The trade's not going well. I got in at 11,000. I got in at 11,600, and right now it's going down to $10,000 currently, which I would think would be a psychological support, but we'll see. So what does give me hope is the weekly's overbought, the monthly's overbought, or monthly is not overbought. It has more room to go up. Weekly is overbought. But what gives me hope right now is a 3-day time frame. Look at that. You only have 2 days left in this, basically. The 3-day time frame's likely to be oversold, not completely, but pretty much in the oversold territory in 2 days if we keep going down like this. The 2-day time frame is already oversold. The daily time frame is completely oversold, and it's very likely that, yes, you've had a few red candles, bearish engulfing even, and I don't want this to be coming around the top, and I definitely don't want to lose this local low at $8,400. If you do, then that would be really bad for my trade. But I think if you can hold $8,400, we can be bullish in the higher time frames. The 3-day time frame, the 2-day time frame, the daily time frame, and anything below that, even into the 12-hour time frame and smaller than that. The 12-hour time frame, you can see right now, the stock RSI is oversold. The money flow, even on the 12-hour, is getting oversold as well. If we go back to the 3-day, this is kind of a bearish sign, though. The 3-day money flow does have a lot more downside. So that is something we have to be cautious of. 2-day has a lot more downside, and the daily has a lot more downside as well. But like the 12-hour, it's getting oversold on the money flow. 8-hour, same thing. 6-hour, it's getting oversold on the money flow. So money flow doesn't look great on the 3-day. It's going down, but it could still go down quite a bit more, so just be cautious. It's looking like we don't want to hold $10,000, and I almost want to open up a head short now because even when if you look at the smaller time frames, it doesn't look good. But the second I do that is when we reverse. So let's just look at this and break it down a little bit more. You can see the 1-hour can't even get overbought. We just keep rolling over it. And even on the smaller 15-minute time frame, that's a rounded top. That's not good. The 33-minute time frame, lower high significantly. The previous high was 10.6. Now you can't even get much above $10,000. And the 15-minute time frame, the same thing. It doesn't look good. You're getting bearish signals right now on this new indicator I'm trying out. And the time frame I opened up the trade on was on this time frame. My stop is below the 200-day smooth moving average. I should have waited for more of a pullback. I didn't do that, and I'm starting to regret that. But that's the situation I'm in right now. So I have to decide right now: do I want to call off the trade and maybe open up a short, or do I want to just stick it out and just hope that we don't lose the local low here at 8,400? That's what I have to decide. Right now, I'm just gonna stick it out and see what happens. I don't want to. Just because we're good. I mean, if you think about it, overall, we're oversold. You know, we're oversold. So I'm going to stay in my long, but right now my stop loss is around 7,500. I think it's at 7,400 right now, and that is kind of the trade I'm in. This does look like around the top, so we'll see what happens. But on the highest of time frames, again, I told my trading group this, and I think I told you guys this. I have this trade open for the long term. Like the monthly time frame has more momentum, and like I see this going to $91,000 on the monthly time frame out of this massive falling wedge. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if we can get the move up. If you ask me, it's taking forever to break out. Like that was your capitulation at almost 16,000, and then since 16,000 you made a lower low, and it's kind of been chopped. And like if you ask me on the weekly, ever since 16,000 it's kind of been failing. But you know, yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. It doesn't look good to me. Super short term, because again, let's go back to just support and resistance. If YFI loses $10,000, which I would think would be psychological support, but we never used 10,000 as resistance on the last run up. You definitely didn't use support on the run down, and now you're failing it. So we'll see what happens. It's kind of interesting that we would have used that support, but it doesn't look like we are right now. If you do not stay above that level, the psychological support at 10,000, which doesn't seem to be very strong, your next local support I would say would be 9,600, and then below that you have that capitulation low from the other day, last week, 8,500. So we'll see what happens, but that's the levels I'm watching to the downside. If you get the bounce to the upside, your next resistance that you really have would be 12,400, 12,500, that range in there, and then of course that wick high around $14,800. We'll see what happens. I'm sticking to my long, but if you want to open up a head short on the smaller time frames, that's not a horrible idea. I would just have my stop loss like right here at 10,600. So to me, I don't want to short it. Then you get the bounce, and then I lose money both ways. I'm just going to stick out my trade. And if you want to do anything else, keep your keep your long open. That you could keep your long open and open up a hedge short. That's not a bad idea, but don't close the long, in my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm sticking with my long. Let's see what happens. If you guys enjoyed this video, appreciate if you hit the like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. At some point on the highest of time frames, even if it's a dead cat bounce, we need a significant dead cat bounce, more than just a few $100s. Usually, even when you dump like this, you get some kind of dead cat bounce, even if it's only $1,000. Something, just something. And I haven't really seen that much as of lately. I guess you could say right here, you went from $10,000 all the way back up to 10. That's just $600. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I'm going to stick in my long, and those are the levels I'm watching. And if I get burned, I get burned, but this is what I'm doing. Right now, my risk in this trade is $700, and my take profit's $95,000. So if we win this trade, we stand to make $14,500. If I lose it, I lose $700. And I know going into this trade, it was going to be a very long-term trade. If it goes well, it's going to be several months, more than likely. So we'll see what happens. I'll be live tonight at 11 p.m. Central Time in 3 hours from now. If you guys enjoyed this, make sure you hit the like, share this video with your friends, and I'll see you guys in the live stream in 3 hours.